I try to get all of the roof back, so I don't fold the roof up inside the dandy.
Right.
And then I then manually fold the roof on top as much as I can. So basically I leave myself at least that going back, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing you want to do is get the roof clear. However much roof you've got, get it clear, right? These little ones here, that's what I was saying back, they're basically your little storm clips.
Yes. Okay.
So that you can clip those on, it gives you loads of room to manoeuvre and gives you some play, but stops the wind getting under the roof and pulling it. Okay, so we'll hook those on in a minute. So this is your first side, obviously. Now these ones here are attached to the white bars, I always, you might want to adjust these to suit however you want to do it.
Sorry, Phil. Seriously. Well, you're over there. No, come and please be with me and look, because we're going to do this together, and we row, and I'll say to you, you were back there and didn't look.
I told you so.
Stand there.
Do it in a field the first few times on your own.
Stand there, because we're going to do this.
When it's up, and the perfect position for the two white bars is dead upright, 90 degrees. The slight problem with that is they can go back the other way, and you don't want that when you're trying to hook it in.
No.
So I've got it so that if they come in slightly, there's two little clips that sit in. If you've got it back too far, you can't get them in on the strings. So I've set these strings up so that they come over. What it does mean is that when you pull the sides up, you've got to like push those out a little bit to get the side up and then pop it in. You'll see in a minute.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
But it works for me on this one.
Okay.
If you want them a little bit lower, you can go to that one.
Yeah.
If you want them higher, just make that knot back here.
Yeah.
Okay? But you know, you play with that and you'll work it out.
Yeah.
And I always clip these over here just purely to pull them out of the way and stop them getting trapped under there. Okay?
Yeah.
So this is our first bit. Now the roof is obviously joined to this one.
Yes.
So when this comes up, with these, automatically the first white bar's going to come up, and automatically the roof's going to start pulling over.
Okay.
So we're all under cover at this point. And you can do this on your own, but when you pull it up from one side, obviously you're going to get that kind of slight twist in action. So you've got to get your hand right under. So what I'll do is, if I ask you to grab that handle there. Now underneath here, there's two little clips, because obviously you've got, that's your base, and then this hinges from this side,
Right.
and that's your backboard. Now these clip in here to stop that coming loose. So first thing, when you're lifting this up, just make sure that they are clipped in.
Right.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if that's
I
out,
see. If that's out, it's
that's
not
going to pop off, see? And then it just, the hinge will drop off here.
I see. So that needs to be engaged in there.
That's right.
And
Now
what,
these
one either
hinges,
side, is it?
yeah, these hinges are purposely made so that this will come off, you see. Can you see what's happened there? Yeah?
Yeah.
Now they're purposely made like that because you don't want those to be hooked over and tight. You want to be able to knock that off to give you some play. We'll get that in a minute. If I get you to go the other side, and then I can do this one. Right, so just make sure that clips in.
Right. It was. I pulled it out. That's it. Got it. Yeah, that's it.
The whole thing is allowed to move. You see.
Yeah.
It twists and moves, and there's an element of play on it. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Right, so over we go. Oh, hang on. So I'm forgetting already.
Put these ones out.
More base, less speed.
Oh, who did these up? You did.
Just give it a little pull up slightly, and then it'll be.
Right.
Just take the slack up. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yep.
Right, that's all solid. Right, so we'll lift this over there. All right. Now you notice there's two little stanchions on the side.
That's where they've got to aim
Pop
in.
them
Isn't
into
it?
the.
I haven't pulled that out enough. Have I? Pulled that out enough.
That's it. On, it'll go.
That's it.
There you go. And that just holds that nice and solid. Without those, some people tie the legs together. I bought these off eBay. They're brilliant.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah,
made
no.
them specifically for the purpose. Now you can see with the white bars here,
Yeah.
we've got a very slight movement in because the clip is going to be round about here.
Right.
And I find that if it's too upright, that's where you've got the sides just hanging there. And
Right,
if
so
you're
you
on
have
your
to-
own
you
and you're
have-
running from one side to the other, a bit of wind will just drop
Yeah.
that side over. Okay?
Yep.
Right, now we've obviously got, the roof is all nice and loose here. We've got our next one on here. Okay? That one's on there. Pop these. It's all right. You all right?
I'm an office worker, see?
Always paranoid about those dropping out.
Yeah.
Alright? Yep. Okay, so if you grab the handle the other side, same as before. Alright? Now because we've got the strings here, it's going to pull on the roof, but it won't go anywhere because the strings are going to hold that nice and tight. So all you've got to do is just release. Hang on, just caught around the bracket, yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
That should come off. Okay, keeps that nice and tight. So now we're all up there. Now it's just a case. The first thing, the next thing that's done is obviously the two sides up, and that's where what we want to try and do is the one side up and clip into these.
Yeah.
That means it's held solid.
Yeah.
What I tend to do is I take these off the other side at that point, and when that's clipped in, I wrap it round, just so that I'm 100% sure in my mind that can't come loose while I'm messing around.
Yeah.
And then of course we open the door and that gives you the access to get the other one up. So make sure you put those down in sequence because obviously if you look on it, one's lower than the other. Yeah?
Yes,
So that one's the
yeah,
low down
yeah.
one.
So it's door on top, basically.
Door on top always, yeah. So the poles that are in here, we'll get that one up in a minute, but once you've got this up, that's when you want to get access to one of your poles, so try and get those over to one side.
All right.
You can feed the other one up. Now these just comes up like that. If you just pull back on it, you have a little go, get yourself a nice grab on it, put your knees against it and then just gently lean back. Yeah? It's nice and loose. Now you can see my bit here about if they were over further the other way, it'd be a much easier pull. But you've got nothing to rest it against.
Right.
Okay? So what you want to do here, you just got to pull one of these back. Yeah. On the other side,
And what, the clips inside there, yeah?
there's just a clip on there if you have a look.
Oh yes, I see.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, on
And
the
that's the
right
bit
bar
that if
there.
they're pulled back any further, it will be precarious.
Yeah.
And that door, a bit of wind, would pull that, but at the moment it's dead solid.
Right.
So I can now stand back and you haven't got to worry. And I can tell you, in the wind, when you're not sure about that, and you're trying to hold this, get a pole in there and lift that on your own, it's pretty nerve-wracking. But just to show you, before we go any further, let me just put this back down. Okay, so you can hold both of those together. Right. Okay. just to show you that this goes up on your own with it. Pull it back. Once you got it to this position, hold it like that, and there's no weight to it then. Just pop that back. Let that come in.
Yeah.
Alright, and I know that's fixed, and then you just pop your roof over the top. So it can be done on your own. You can see what's happened in the past is, this is when someone's putting it down. You see there's a little clip taken out of there?
Yeah.
I've glued that back in because it was folded off
Right.
when I first got it. And what someone's doing is when they're letting it down, they're letting it drag on the roof.
Oh, right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So again, I'll just show you. 'Cause these are little important bits because otherwise you just sort of wreck it. So there, what they're doing is, now they're pushing that from here,
Yeah.
and you can see that the drag point is all there. So just give that a little tap, and then it'll go and it'll come clear, and it just stops that popping out. All right, it's all glued in there, so it's fine.
You're getting this because I'm doing the drying.
To start with, it does seem hard, and you think, well, actually, this is a bit of a faff, but it's really not. Once you know your way around it,
Oh no, honestly,
so far it's your key 5 points for the dandy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know we're locked in into this
So we
position
clip
now.
that side.
We're clipped in.
Yeah.
There's no need to do anything further other than get a pole out.
You don't clip this side yet, then.
Well, the way I've got it set up, it won't reach, you see, with the thing there, so I'd have to release that. So I don't want to release it because I've still got to get this one up. But I know 100% it's clipped in here.
Yeah, it's on there. So
Yeah,
you're happy.
this is why I've got it set up. Now, in strong wind, I would release that one, just that one string,
Yeah.
and I'll wrap it round. If I show you that. We pop that back. We know that's all locked in now.
Yeah.
And I'll just wrap it round there.
Just to ensure the connection.
Just to ensure that that can't come back off there. So we know that this one point is 100%
Right.
tight, yeah? But even though that's wrapped there, I can still move that one because there'll be an element of spring in it.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
Just tie it off, but we won't do it now. But we can tie it off. And this is a bit I like the best. This bit it took me ages to work this out. Alright, now what you need to do is you just got to release that pole slightly.
Right.
Alright? So I've got it on there.
Yeah.
You know the dandy's all safe
That's
and
just
secure.
slotted in there, is it?
Yeah, it's just slotted in there. So all we got to do is take it back to that point.
Right.
From here,
Get it back till it's tucking the inside
Yeah.
of the right half. Yeah. And then
now we're locked in. So we're locked in here,
yeah.
and the two sides are locked in. So nothing can go anywhere now. We've got 3 fixing
When you
points.
say locked in, what do they click
It
it
just,
or just
no,
simply...
it's just sat in. As
Just
long as you
simply
don't knock
sat
it
in,
out,
yeah.
but nothing's going to knock that out.
No, right. Okay.
In
Yeah.
fairness, so now we're all solid,
Yes.
and we're essentially watertight, other than the corners there. Unless the wind's driving in sideways and the rain's driving in sideways, everything now is going to stay dry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So you can see in the rain, if you're rushing and you know what you're doing, you can be at this point in about 4 or 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and then you're up. So now what we're looking to do is just to get all of these popped in. There's one there.
Right. So same thing as the other side.
Same thing as
just
the other
popping
side.
it in.
Now again, this one's set up so that both of those sit in there nice without having to mess around or change these.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other side is pulled back a little bit so that I've got some room.
Okay.
Yeah?
Right.
Okay. So now we can release these. Alright. This is just a case of, again, dropping into your clip.